Pre-approval versus pre-qualification. Ever wondered what the difference is between a pre-qualification and a pre-approval for a mortgage application, or how you even go about getting one? In the first edition of Q&A with A&K, a special series I'm doing with one of my preferred lending partners, Allen Fredrickson with V.I.P Mortgage, we cover everything there is to know about these two documents and why they are critical in making a purchase of a new home. Allen also covers how far in advance you should talk to a lender before purchasing. Hint, it's a lot earlier than you would think, so stay tuned.
Hi, my name is Katie Thomas. I'm a real estate agent with Clayton Nash Real Estate here in the Phoenix metro area. And I'm here today at the V.I.P Mortgage headquarters in Scottsdale, Arizona with my friend Allen Fredrickson.
Hi there.
Allen, thank you so much for taking time today to be with us.
You're very welcome. Thanks for stopping by.
So what are we talking about today?
I think the first thing we're going to talk about is pre-qualification versus pre-approval.
Big things when it comes to getting pre-approved, pre-authorization, pre-qualification. A bunch of people use the term synonymously, but they're not the same, are they?
No, they're not. So a pre-qualification is simply when you have a conversation with a loan officer, they pull credit, ask them about your income and how much money you're putting down, and tell you to go buy a house.
Okay.
So there's really no documentation, there's no taxes, there's no pay stubs, there's no checking the income, checking their bank statements to see that they have the money to put down. Whereas the pre-approval process involves us gathering all the documents, whether they're self-employed and we need business returns, or commission income, or if they're salary, so pay stubs and taxes and W-2s, seeing if they have the money in the bank, actually in their bank statements, and actually looking at all that stuff and running it through the computer system, desktop underwriter, to see if the loan actually is approvable.
Okay.
So that's the difference.
A lot more involved, but
Much more involved.
it means that you're more likely to close a loan?
You're definitely more likely to get your loan approved, but in regards to like where you're coming from, when you're making offers, it is much better to have a pre-approval letter than it is just to have a pre-qual letter.
So if there's two competing offers and you're the pre-approved versus somebody that's pre-qualified, you've got the stronger offer just right there.
Absolutely.
Okay. What else should we know about pre-approval?
I mean, that's pretty much it in a nutshell. I mean, other than there's, different levels of the difficulty of a pre-approval. So it kind of changes for if somebody's self-employed or if somebody is just a salaried or hourly borrower. The salaried ones are much easier. We can just get a pay stub and a W-2 usually to do that. It takes 20 minutes probably.
Okay.
When people are self-employed, there's a little bit more involved with that. So, business tax returns, there might be questions about income and what they write off and stuff like that. So those just get a little bit more involved and could take a little bit more time.
Okay. How does someone go about getting a pre-approval?
So first of all, you would talk to someone on my team, myself, Kristen, Danny. Once that's done, we can have a conversation with you and get an application over the phone. You're welcome to go to our website and fill it out online. That takes about 15 minutes maybe or so. Then we'll pull credit. We'll call you back and have what we call like a discovery call with you, ask you about questions about your income, where it's coming from, where the down payment's coming from, if you've got any issues on your credit that we can work through, stuff like that. The biggest step is getting the application, pulling credit, and then having that conversation with you.
Okay. So I know one of the things is I'm talking to buyers. They're really hesitant to call you after hours. They don't want to bother you. They don't want to, that kind of stuff. So what would you say to someone who was telling me that?
I would say that's totally false. I mean, I like, just like real estate agents, we're working pretty much 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, holidays. I've got kids at home, so obviously there's, some times that I can't get back right away.
Sure.
But I've got many clients that text me, late at night. I'm on the phone after my kids go to bed, sitting in front of my computer, doing loan apps at 9, 10 o'clock at night. So we understand that people have their own jobs and they're working from 8 to 5. So I'll stay late at the office sometimes, to meet people here. So no, we're completely flexible.
So don't wait. Don't wait.
No, do not wait. And here's another misconception. People think that, we're not going to buy a house for 6 months, right? Well, then they don't make that phone call to a lender, and then they wait 6 months, and then they find out that there was a collection reported on their credit report that they could have worked on 6 months ago, and then they now have to wait 6 months before they're actually able to buy a house.
So it's 12 months instead of 6.
Right.
Okay.
Exactly. So there's never a better time than now to start talking to a lender, hopefully us.
Sure.
At V.I.P Mortgage, and get that process started.
So one of the other things that I know people talk about is, oh, well, I'm not even gonna look for another 6 months. How long is a pre-approval good for?
I mean, it's usually good for about 90 days.
Okay.
And then we'll, usually just ask them to send us another pay stub, making sure they're still employed in the bank statement, just to update the same, see that they still have the assets and stuff like that.
Awesome.
But usually they're good about 90 days.
Okay, but it's totally worth sitting down to start the process and then figure out where you're going and if there's any corrections that need to be made.
Absolutely.
Okay, awesome. Well, that's all we've got on pre-qualification and pre-approval. And if you have any questions, Allen's contact information is going to be down here, as well as linked in the comments down below. I'll get there.